high-value woman, a woman of your dreams. That woman, she's not a dream or an unachievable ideal. She is simply the best version of yourself. Today we are going to understand who the high-value woman is, which qualities she possesses, and how to become her. A high-value person is not the person who makes everybody's lives better. She is with you because she wants to be with you, not because she needs to. She doesn't get jealous. She gets inspired. Be the kind of person who can have all those things before you have them. Hi there, my name is Alona. Welcome to my channel. Here we talk about all things feminine, self-development for women, career tips, and of course, relationships and love. If you're ready to tap into your power and level up, stick around. And let's dive into it. First things first, let's understand who the high-value woman is, or more generally, who the high-value person is. Today, everybody uses this term where it is relevant and where it is not. More often, it is used in a context of relationships. Everybody wants to be in a relationship with a high-value person, and nobody wants to be in a relationship with a low-value person. But what does it even mean? If I asked somebody to define the high-value person, the answer probably would be something about their behavior, how they treat other people, and generally about what value they bring to others. Majority believes that high value means valuable, which means valuable for others. This is wrong. A high value person is not the person who makes everybody's lives better. If this were true, the most high value person would be a people pleaser, a victim, or Cinderella.
I think they're finding the sleeping quarters rather confining.
Oh, my bedroom's the biggest besides yours and Father's. Perhaps they'd like to share it.
What a wonderful idea. What a good girl you are.
Well, I can stay in
The attic. Quite so.
the attic.
The woman we are talking about, that woman, a high-value woman, creates more value, yes, but not for others, for herself. Or more accurately, for herself first. She is focused on her own self-development, on achieving her goals, on her career, on becoming a better version of herself, and of course on building and maintaining healthy relationships. Not only with others, but with her own self too. This is a woman who fills her own cup herself. She creates for herself a life worth living, and that's why everybody else is drawn into her orbit too. This is a case of put the oxygen mask on yourself first. A high-value woman would never sacrifice herself for others, and she wouldn't demand sacrifices from others too. Because guess what happens when you put yourself first? You don't demand, you don't require others to put you first. That's what makes her so attractive to be around. She doesn't have this suffocating energy of a victim. A victim wants others to save her, or she guilt trips others to give her what she wants since she is such a martyr. A high-value woman doesn't need this. She is with you because she wants to be with you, not because she needs to.
I just want to say that you were so brilliant in there, and that I was wrong. And you are the girl for me.
Really?
Yes. Pooh Bear, I love you.
Oh, Warner. I've waited so long to hear you say that. But if I'm going to be a partner in a law firm by the time I'm 30, I need a boyfriend who's not such a complete bonehead.
Now let's talk about the qualities that a high-value woman, that woman has, that you need to develop to step into that version of yourself. First of all, she is unique. Because a high-value woman chooses the path of self-development and self-service, she doesn't indulge into victimhood or trauma bonds. She is often perceived as different. And that is because she is not mass market. She's not meant to suit everybody. We said that she puts herself first. She creates value for her own life first. Majority of people are not comfortable with this concept. For them, this is being selfish. This sounds odd because the whole concept is about taking care of yourself, filling your own cup. How can this be perceived as wrong? But the society is used to the idea of self-sacrifice, of putting others first, of pleasing everybody so that they like you. We are so afraid to be rejected by others that when one woman says, you know what, I'm gonna go take care of myself first, it seems that the whole system will come crashing down on our heads. So be ready. When you start practicing prioritizing yourself, this will not be welcomed by every single person around you. Secondly, a high-value woman is never jealous. A high-value woman has this unique quality when she doesn't get jealous. From time to time, she, of course, sees that somebody is doing better than her, but still, she doesn't get jealous. She gets inspired. Jealousy is a very toxic feeling. It feels as if it comes from outside, as if me getting jealous is my reaction to you having something or achieving something. But this is completely wrong. People feel jealous because they feel as if they cannot achieve something. They cannot have what you have. They are not capable of having it. Jealousy comes from here. Instead of seeing somebody having what you want and thinking, this is so cool, how do I do the same? People feel angry, powerless, and they start feeling jealous. Sometimes they would even try to put the other person down. Since I cannot be as good as you are, maybe you can be as bad as I am.
And that's when I realized making fun of Carolyn Kraft wouldn't stop her from beating me in this contest. Calling somebody else fat won't make you any skinnier. Calling someone stupid doesn't make you any smarter. And ruining Regina George's life definitely didn't make me any happier.
As long as you are jealous, you're not concentrated on yourself and your achievements. Reframe your thinking. Start asking yourself, how do I do the same? How do I get there? How do I achieve this for myself? Instead of ruminating and getting toxic about it. Quality number 3. A high-value woman knows what she wants. A concept of knowing what you want from life and just going after it is, of course, more complicated than we like to admit. We often doubt our decisions and even our dreams. This is very human. Knowing what you want from life at any given point of time seems a bit like wishful thinking. But what's important is that a high-value woman is able to ask herself, to communicate with herself. She will never go with the flow. She will never do something simply because everybody does it, or because it's socially acceptable, or somebody else wants her to do that. She is able to understand what she wants her life to look like. This image might change and she will adapt to it, but right now she knows where she is going. She is never in a situation where I work here just because I don't know what else to do, or I'm with this person because we've been together since forever, or I'm with this person because I'm afraid I won't meet anybody else. Her life is not shaped by fears or somebody's expectations. She is in control of her life and she shapes it herself. Quality number 4. A high-value woman does not have limiting beliefs, or let's put it this way. She is actively fighting and does her absolute best to not base her decisions and actions on her limiting beliefs. This is absolutely crucial. A limiting belief is a belief that stops us from achieving what we want. If a person, for example, believes that they cannot have a successful business, they will never be able to achieve this. So the belief is limiting them. A high-value woman knows that these beliefs are only a reflection of her inner fears. They are not reality. She will never allow the inner critic to take control of her life. We will talk more about how to identify and fight your limiting beliefs in a bit. Quality number 5. A high-value woman has no problem setting boundaries and lets people go as needed. A high-value woman is, of course, interested in having relationships in her life, but only quality ones. She strives to invite into her life people who uplift her, who make her life better by being present in it. She will not tolerate toxic people around her. She honestly doesn't understand why she has to tolerate these people when she can find those who will uplift her, who will support her, who will help her grow. Also, she is unapologetic about her boundaries. Majority of people are afraid to set up boundaries because they are afraid to be rejected or to upset somebody with their boundaries. Even if they decide to set up a boundary, it usually looks like this. I'm sorry, but please don't say it again. 2 issues in one. Why are you apologizing and why are you saying please? It is not about being polite. This is you begging them to respect your boundary. So it becomes their choice if they will. Your boundary is not a choice for others to make. I don't like what you said. Don't say it again. That's how that woman would do it. It's time to talk about the actionable step-by-step plan on how to become that woman. It consists of 5 steps. And the first step is understand who you want to be. Understand, have this clear image of this high value, that woman that you want to become. Even though we have discussed the general qualities that you need to develop, that image of that woman, that best version of us, will be different from each and every one. There are different methods on how you can imagine your perfect self. I actually discussed it in my past videos, so I will leave links in the description box. If you need more help with this, this will be helpful. However, you can do it just by writing a list. You need to write down everything about that woman. Start with inner qualities. What kind of person she is, which personality traits she has, which qualities you need to develop or strengthen to become closer to her. Then proceed to her habits and behavior. How does she behave? How does she spend her days? Write down her schedule. She wakes up at this time, she has nutritious breakfast, or maybe she doesn't have any breakfast at all. I, for example, practice intermittent fasting, which works wonders for me. By the way, if you want a video on my weight loss journey, let me know in the comments. What does she do next? What does she work on? What are her priorities? What are her goals? These first two things, the inner qualities and the behavior, are the foundation of your transformation. We often feel like our best self is somewhere far away, and we will become her when we achieve that faraway goal or when we make this amount of money and so on. We tend to forget that our best self is just a person who has certain traits, beliefs, and does certain actions. It is not a person who has something. Be the kind of person who can have all those things before you have them. And you can start today. It's fully in your control.
You made me a really nice offer. And a few months ago, no problem, but now everything is different and you changed that and you can't change back. I want more.
I know about wanting more. I invented the concept. The question is how much more?
I want the fairy tale.
When you are done with this, go further. Describe the life that this woman has. Where does she work? Or maybe she doesn't have a job. What's her calling? What kind of a relationship does she have? How does she look? What are her hobbies? And so on. Your second step, after you already have your vision, is fighting the negative beliefs. This is an ongoing inner work that we all have to do. It never stops. There will never come a moment when you have got rid of all of your negative or limiting beliefs. And that's because they are with us since our childhood. This nagging voice inside our heads that says we cannot do something, we cannot achieve something, we're not good enough, not strong enough, it didn't originate inside our head. Somebody made us believe these things about ourselves long time ago. And that's why they're so deeply rooted and hard to get rid of. But we can improve the situation tremendously. We can stop these beliefs from controlling our lives, from robbing us of our dreams. And the first step on this journey would be recognizing these beliefs. Write them all down, as many as you can come up with. Examples of the limiting beliefs are: I can never make this much money. I will never be able to afford XYZ. I cannot make money outside of a job. All guys are unfaithful and there can never be a happy relationship, and so on. They can be about your personality, about money, about relationships, about anything in life. Write your list, and when you have it, start challenging these beliefs one by one. First of all, try to understand where did they originate? Who told you that you cannot make this money? To who this belief really belongs? To your mother, your father, your grandmother? Identify that person. When you know that it's theirs, not yours, it's easier to challenge this belief. Secondly, choose new beliefs. Yes, you can choose your beliefs. Rewrite each negative belief into a new positive one. Start with how I choose to think instead. For example, how I choose to think instead is that I can make as much money as I need or want. Have this list of your new productive beliefs accessible so you can come back to them. And when you're being attacked by the inner voice whispering your old limiting beliefs, reply very consciously with your new beliefs. No, that's not true, and that's how I choose to think instead. I warned you that this is an ongoing process, but it will get easier with practice. Just like with the gym, the more often you go, the easier it gets. Step number 3 is about introducing new productive habits into your life. You already know what kind of person you want to become. You have the description, the lifestyle, everything about that woman. It is time to start practicing being that woman. You must get very intentional about this. If that girl is confident, you must start practicing confidence in the way you present yourself and interact with others. If that girl is fit and strong, you must start practicing healthy diet and regular exercise. Write down the actions you need to do to get closer to her. Maybe you need to start waking up earlier, or maybe you need to start working on that project you've been procrastinating about. A word about procrastination. It's important to recognize that we procrastinate because we don't feel prepared for the things we want to do. And that's because we have limiting beliefs that keep us unprepared. Maybe we believe that we are not good enough. We won't be able to handle this task. Whatever it is, refer to step number 2. Identify the limiting belief and challenge it so you can plan the actions that you need to do to achieve your goal and start doing them. Step number 4 will help you with step number 3. Look for challenges to practice your new habits. It's a known fact that we can only be brave in a challenging situation. There is a story about a person who is praying to God to make him brave, and instead, God puts him in a dangerous situation. And that is because we cannot be brave unless we have a chance to show up as a brave person. So look for challenges to show up as your better self. Where can you practice establishing your boundaries? How can you show that you are determined to achieve your goals? One of the challenges that I invite you to try is giving yourself the best option, because a high-value woman would always choose best for herself. If you are someone who neglects your own comfort or interests, this will be life-changing. For example, if you are buying an airline ticket to go somewhere, I challenge you to spend a little more and get a more comfortable route. I'm not asking you to pay for first class, but instead of going for that red-eye flight with 2 layovers somewhere and coming tired and sleeping all day, wasting your time for the flight, wasting your time for the rest, choose a more comfortable flight, day flight without layovers on a higher rated airline so that you come rested and ready to seize the day. This will instantly make you feel like a priority because your comfort matters and you will feel closer to that high value woman you want to be. Or if you want to buy a new bag, don't grab the first one from the mass market. If you listen carefully to the thoughts happening in your head, you're probably ruminating something like, I will never be able to afford anything better anyway, so let me have this. Another negative belief to take care of. Instead, read the reviews, do your research, look for local brands, so no brand, but well-crafted, good quality one. Give this to yourself. This will show that you matter, you can afford this, and this is accessible for you. Step number 5, bad habits to give up. Apart from introducing new productive habits and actions, we need to take care of those old unproductive habits. Which habits your better self would never have? Which ones increase the distance between you and her? Make a list of things that do not work for you. Maybe it's midnight scrolling, maybe it's fast food, maybe it's friendship with a toxic person or a toxic relationship, or rumination or overthinking or procrastination. All these things do not have a place in your life anymore. Just by removing them from your life, you will get closer to that best version of yourself. Write them down and start working on banishing them from your life. Although you will have moments when you will indulge into your bad habits. And that's because you're human. Do not punish yourself for this. Because one of the other important qualities of a high-value woman is that she loves herself. She treats herself with compassion and care. When you do indulge in those habits, do not get stuck there. Just move on. That's the trick. If you did have a hamburger today, don't have it tomorrow. Move on. That's it. If you need more help on your journey of personal transformation, I invite you to check my self-development advent calendar. Just like with any other advent calendar, every day you open a new gift. Inside, you will find self-improvement practices, tasks, art exercises, and so much more. It is a really fun and exciting way to work on yourself. Every day, a new unique practice is waiting for you inside. All you need to do is turn the page. So it will help you to not give up in the process and stay on track. The calendar is for 30 days, and now, just before the new year, it is the best time to start it. You will find a link to the advent calendar in the description box. Thank you for watching this video. I hope it was really insightful. Share in the comments which tip was your favorite, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel. I will see you in my next video. Bye bye.